IGCSE Computer Science, Syllabus Statement 1.2.1c, and this is to distinguish between serial and parallel data transmission. So, when we look at the terms serial and parallel data transmission, we're thinking about the method of transmission. So let's start with serial. And just a quick note before we start, what we'll also do in this video, as I said in the last one, which was we were talking about simplex, half duplex, and full duplex data transmission. What we're going to do is tie serial and parallel in with that other stuff. And you'll see what I mean later on in this video. So let's start with serial. So in serial data transmission, data is sent one bit at a time down a single wire or channel. To get a better idea of this, here's a diagram. You can ignore the arrowheads because they don't really have anything to do with this. But basically the idea is it's a single wire. This is one bit at a time down this single wire. And serial data transmission is usually used with long distance calls and USBs. So the reason for that is, well, we're going to be discussing that in another syllabus statement, which is to discuss the reasons for choosing serial or parallel data transmission. So let's just skip ahead to parallel. So parallel is when data is sent several bits at a time down several wires or channels. Usually it's 8, because 8 bits is 1 byte. So to get a good idea of this, I kind of screwed up. I was actually hoping that arrow would... Alright, never mind. So you get the idea. It's several bits down several wires. And examples of parallel data transmission is, well, one could be sending data to a printer using a ribbon connector. So several bits are sent at a time, and also integrated circuits as well. And I know this seems a little bit boring, and you might wonder, what? Well, don't worry, it'll sort of make a little bit more sense to you when we look at the difference between, the difference between, actually, no, not the difference between, but like the reasons for choosing serial and parallel data transmission. Because although several bits at a time may seem fast, there are limitations to both of them, actually. So we'll just be discussing that in that statement. So what we'll do now is tie in serial and parallel data transmission with simplex, half duplex, and full duplex data transmission. So a question you might get on the exam is describe what is meant by... Actually, no, I don't think you're going to get this question, but it's good to know. Describe what is meant by serial simplex data transmission, parallel full duplex data transmission, and parallel half duplex data transmission. So these are just examples. So like you can have, say, serial half duplex, parallel simplex. So you can think of as many as you can, but this is just to get the idea. So when we think of serial and simplex data transmission, well, serial, remember, is one bit at a time down a single wire, and simplex, if you recall, is in one direction. So our answer is one bit at a time down one wire in one direction only. Parallel full duplex, well, parallel is several bits down several wires. Full duplex, if you recall, is both directions simultaneously. So it would be several bits at a time down several wires in both directions simultaneously. Parallel half duplex, well, I just explained what parallel was. So half duplex, if you recall, was data transmission in both directions non-simultaneously. So here's our answer.